Hello everyone, welcome to English Now. Most beginners think English grammar is difficult because they try to memorize too many rules of English grammar. But what if you could learn the simple present tense naturally, just like listening to a story? In this video, we'll be talking about that story. So stick around and you'll understand this tense without feeling overwhelmed. So yes, our today's topic is simple present tense, wherein we'll be talking about affirmative, negative, interrogative, kind of sentences and a lot more. The video is going to be useful for anyone who's understanding sentence structure or speaking English more naturally. They're all going to be benefited with that. So let's start with simple present tense. Learn through a story. Imagine you have a friend named Rahul. Today we are going to talk about the simple present tense by talking about his daily life, the daily routine of Rahul. As we follow Rahul throughout the lesson, you'll understand how the sentences are made in this sentence, in this tense structure. Naturally, learn all the important rules of this tense. So let's start with first talking about the tense. What is a tense? Tense is the form of a verb that tells us when an action happens. So when any kind of action or event happens, we talk about the time zone of it. That is tense. So it can happen in present time, or in the past time, or may happen in the future. So this is the time zone that we talk about any event or action to have happened. That is called the tense. In simple words, tense shows the time of an action or state. So tense shows the time of an action or state. Any action is happening in which time. It talks about that. Let's understand this with some examples by looking at these pictures. This is Rahul. So these are the different tenses, present, past and future. We'll understand with examples. So Rahul says, I play cricket. Over here, the action happens now or regularly. So in this example, we can understand Rahul is playing cricket now. He'll take a break after this and again will play the cricket tomorrow. Similarly, he played cricket yesterday also at the same time. But after this, after playing, he took a break. So this action is happening after the interval. So this is called present simple tense, simple present tense. Similarly, in the second picture you can see past. Over here the action happened before now. So Rahul is saying that I played cricket yesterday. So he's saying that yesterday he played cricket and today he's not playing. He's talking about the past event that happened yesterday. So he played cricket that happened earlier. So this is past tense. If we talk about the future, and you look at the third picture, over here Rahul is saying, I will play cricket tomorrow. He's looking at the ground and he's saying this. So over here the action will happen later. We get to understand that the action is likely to happen in the future or after this time. So according to Rahul, he will play cricket tomorrow. So by changing the verb, we change the tense. So the verb is what? Play. So by changing this, we can change the time zone. So play, which is the present tense, becomes played in the past and will play will be in the future. This is how, by changing the verb, we can change the time zone. And that's how we can say that we can change the tense also. There's an easy way also to remember this, and that is tense is what? Tense is time and verb. So if you add these things, you think about time, and then you change the verb accordingly, that becomes tense. Now let's talk about the simple present tense. What is the simple present tense? The simple present tense is used to talk about daily habits, routines, facts, general truths, and fixed schedules. I repeat, it talks about daily habits of any person, routines that people follow, facts that are the truth or any kind of general truth, or any fixed schedule. That all are part of simple present tense. Those are part of that. Let's meet Rahul now for this. In the picture you can see, Rahul is a college student. Every day he wakes up at 6 o'clock. He brushes his teeth and takes a bath. After that, he eats breakfast and goes to the college. In the evening, he studies English and plays cricket with his friends when he comes back from the college. All these actions that you just saw happen regularly. They are Rahul's daily habit. Rahul repeatedly do these things. That is why we use the simple present tense. Now notice the sentences carefully. We are going to read these sentences one by one. Rahul wakes up at 6 o'clock in the morning. He eats breakfast. He studies English. He plays cricket. These sentences that you just saw are part of affirmative sentences. Under the head simple present tense, they are part of the affirmative structure. Hence, they are called affirmative sentences. And their structure is subject is written at the first place, followed by base verb without s or es, then comes object at the end. But remember one important rule. When the subject is he, she, it, or a singular noun, we usually add s or es to the verb at the end of the verb. Let's focus over here. Rahul plays cricket. She studies English. He drinks milk. In all of these examples, Rahul is singular noun, she and he are singular pronoun. That's why we have used s or es according to the need after the verb. But if we have to say I play cricket, we'll always say I play cricket without s, or you play cricket and they play cricket, because I, you, we and they always take the base form of the verb, and that too without s or es to them. Now suppose Rahul does not like coffee. What if that happens? If we have to say this, how can we say that? We say Rahul doesn't like coffee. Rahul doesn't like coffee, or he doesn't drink coffee. These sentences are of negative types. So these are negative sentences. Their structure is subject is written at the first place, then we write do not, the contraction of which is don't, or we write doesn't, the full form of it does not, then comes base verb without s or es, and then comes object at the end. Notice over here something important. After doesn't, we always use the base form of the verb without s or es. After doesn't, the base form comes. So we say he doesn't play football. He doesn't play football. After doesn't, the base form of the verb play has been used over here. We don't say he doesn't play football. We don't say this way. After doesn't always comes the base form of the verb. So he doesn't play football. Now let's continue the story. One day Rahul's new classmate meets him for the first time. She wants to know more about him. So she asks, "Do you live in Lucknow?" Rahul replies, "Yes, I do." Then she asks, "Do you play cricket every day?" Again Rahul says, "Yes, I do." Later she asks Rahul's friend, "Does Rahul study English every evening?" His friend answers, "Yes, he does. He studies English every evening." Now these sentences are interrogative sentences because they ask questions. So whichever sentence asks question or seems to be asking question are of interrogative type. Their structure is do or does are written at the first place, then comes subject followed by base verb without s or es, and then comes object which is written at the end. You can see do or does, then subject followed by base verb and then the object. Remember, after do or does, we again use the base form of the verb. Base form means without s or es, the verb is used. Now imagine, after his work, Rahul reaches home after the college. His mother says, "Wash your hands, finish your homework, eat your dinner, don't waste time on your phone." These sentences are not giving any kind of information. They're giving commands, requests, advice, or instructions. Such types of sentences are called imperative sentences because they don't give information. They simply give commands, requests, advice, or instructions. Hence, they are imperative sentences. Their structure is simple. We start directly with the base form of the verb because the subject you is understood. Imagine in the case of Rahul's mother. Rahul's mother is talking to Rahul, and she's imagining that you is always understood. So she's skipping you and directly starts her request, order, and command. Now let's look at another situation. Every morning Rahul's English teacher teaches English to the students. we can say, the teacher teaches English. Now this sentence is in the active voice because the teacher performs the action and the subject is focused on, hence the active voice. But if we want to focus on English, which is the object, instead of the teacher, we change it into the passive voice. So we can say English is taught by the teacher. The structure of the simple present passive voice is subject is written at the first place, followed by am, is or are, then we write the past participle, which is third form of the verb. So play becomes played. Here are two more examples to understand. The workers clean the classroom. The workers clean the classroom. The passive sentence of this becomes the classroom is cleaned by the worker. The classroom is cleaned by the workers. Another example that we have is people speak English all over the world. If we have to make passive of this, we can say English is spoken all over the world by focusing on the object, which is English. So before we finish, let's look at some common mistakes that people often make. Many learners usually say he play football, which is incorrect. And the correct one is saying he plays football, because with the pronoun he, which is singular in nature, we have to follow s in the verb. Some learners also say she don't like tea, which is also incorrect. And the correct will be saying she doesn't like tea, because with doesn't we have to write like, the base form of the verb, and with singular pronoun she we have to use doesn't. Another common mistake is does he plays cricket? This is incorrect, and the correct will be saying does he play cricket, because right after does the base form of the verb will come. That means without s or es. So does he play cricket will be right. Saying this will be correct. Always remember that after do, does, don't and doesn't, we use the base form of the verb. After do, does, don't, doesn't, the base form of the verb is used. Now let's quickly revise Rahul's story. Rahul wakes up early, studies English and plays cricket every day. These are his daily habits, so we use the simple present tense. When we make affirmative sentences, we use the base verb, and for he, she and it, we use s or es at the end of the verb. To make negative sentences, we use don't or doesn't according to the need. So to ask questions, we use do or does at the beginning of the sentence and then make the sentence. To give commands or instructions, we use imperative sentences, and to change an active sentence into a passive sentence, we use am, is or are followed by the past participle, which is the third form of the verb. For example, play, which is the base form, becomes played in the past participle of it. So this is the structure. You can revise. Now that's all for today's lesson. Keep practicing, and soon the simple present tense will become easy and natural for you. That's all for today's video. We've discussed this topic. How did you like the video? You can share your thoughts down in the comment box. Also, what else you want to watch, you can share that as well. We'll meet again. Until then, thank you for watching and stay healthy.